Good morning, Blue Lulus. How you doing? Watch this while you can, because girl, this is not staying up. Let's be so serious. Is anybody else just so confused about why all of a sudden everybody's like, hey, do you think that the Joker could be a cold country asset? What? Yeah, yeah, he definitely is. That's why Blue Lulu didn't catch on. That's why all the things that we had thought and hoped would happen wouldn't happen because most of our population didn't even know that part. Of course he is. That's not only not news, like, that should have been fully accepted information. This new information comes on the heels of a former Kappa Gamma Beta person over there, gotta be real careful, that came out and said that the Joker had been recruited to be one of those back when he was like 40 years old, like 38 years ago. This official said that he was even given a code name. I'm not going to say it because I want the video to stay up, but apparently all of the articles talking about this specific person and these allegations are abruptly being scrubbed from the internet, like in real time. There are people who said that they screenshotted it, went back to reference it again, and it was gone. And of course it was. You have the richest man in the world who is also involved in this scheme. Come on. Yeah, of course. But you don't have to look up what he has said right now. Like, we've all been here for the last 10 years. Do you remember when he ran in 16 and he was on the stage with his opponent and he was stalking her around all creepy like? And she said, yeah, he's Poo Poo's puppet. And then he's like, you're a puppet, you're a puppet. And just ran around behind her. And that all of the information that came out following that contest, people were like, this is weird, this is fishy. And so we spent 2 years investigating it. Remember the dossier? There was a 19-page dossier that also reportedly came from a Kappa Gamma Beta person. And it had all of the supposed compromat that the people over there had on him. Yeah, that was a legit thing. And then when James Comey tried to investigate it, the Joker fired him. And that was a big deal. And that's why we had special counsel Robert Mueller. And his report was 900 pages long. 900 pages long. And 19 people were arrested in involvement with Cold Country in 16. When he was in there, he directly defied orders from our intelligence and said that he preferred Thanos' intelligence to ours. He's done nothing but praise him, nothing but love him. His best friends are Thanos and the short one from the NK place. Like, of course he is. That's not the kind of club that you get into just by admiring them, right? Like, it's kind of like being in those organized naughty people things here. Like, favors are done and favors are expected in return. I remember immediately following this contest, there was someone over there who said, yes, we accomplished what we sought to accomplish, and we expect the Joker to return on our investment and do what he promised us he would do. And what is he doing this week? Hanging out with him in Saudi Arabia, discussing how the fact that the land of cranes should just belong to him and that we've spent too much money defending them and that we don't want to be involved in it anymore. And actually, it's their leader that's a dictator. It's not us. And it's definitely not him. He didn't even start it. He had nothing to do with it. Talk about a return on your investment, right? Like, this isn't news. We were all there. We can all see it. Like, why don't you want to accept it? My brain just doesn't work like that. I guess it's the same thing with aliens though, right? Like, I was talking with one of my coworkers about all the orbs and the aliens and the drones and everything, and they're like, yeah, I don't know if I believe in them. And I'm like, why? They're like, it just seems a little bit out there. It was like, they came out on TV and they told us that they exist. Like, we have a UAP task force in Congress. We have designated parts of our Pentagon and our CIA that are dedicated to these people and to talking with them. We've reverse engineered their craft. We have allegedly found their actual their bodies. And yeah, it's real. They said it on TV. They're admitting it outright. And they're like, yeah, well, we'll see. I'm like, what do you need to see? And I don't think they're making it up. That would be a big waste of time and money, don't you think? But the normalcy bias is a real thing. Like, people don't want to admit truths that are inconvenient, because if we admit that the Joker is a cold country asset, if everybody admits that, then we have to admit that we all got had and that we're in serious danger. And I think it's just more convenient for us to go, oh, I mean, that's conspiracy stuff. That's way out there. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. And there's one creator on here who loves to like take digs at us a little bit. And don't get me wrong, if you know who he is, he's an ally. I really like him. I love his work. But he goes, oh, well, that's kind of wading into the conspiracy waters, and that can be a little bit off-putting to the more discerning people on our side. And okay, discernment can be wise. I don't think that you should accept anything at face value. I accept virtually nothing, obviously. But there's a spectrum, right? Like if you're too much of a conspiracy theorist, if you are way too far over here, then you wind up like that crazy person connecting all the pieces of yarns on the wall. Like that's obviously not good, right? But there's the other end of the discernment spectrum where you just don't believe anything except for the status quo, and then you just wind up putting your head in the sand about stuff. And I would rather be prepared and incorrect than caught off guard. And I mean, that's probably a trauma response, but I think that's legit. There are all kinds of things that would have been considered conspiracy theories in the past that are true now. I mean, aliens are a perfect example. They talk about it on TV now. 10 years ago, that would be the biggest news in the entire world. And now we're just like, cool. We watched them fly around the sky for 2 months. We were like, yeah, okay, interesting. But that still has a big taboo associated with it because of its conspiratorial nature. Before the Kager 6 Januaries ago, there were people online being like, hey, something big is going to happen. Right there in DC, I was hearing about it. Like, it wasn't news to me that the Kager happened because people were saying it was going to. And a lot of others were like, no, nobody's attacking that place. Like, that's crazy. Don't go there. But the fact is, people who seek power, wealth, and want to exert that over other people do conspire. Criminals gon' crim, right? They gon' crim! So perhaps next time you feel the need to attack or discredit your fellow neighborhood conspiracy theorists, recognize that, like, perhaps we're more discerning than you realize, but we're just willing to accept that not everything that's being fed to us is true. Yeah? I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I'm off to church and then baby shower. I'm so excited. I hope you guys take care of yourselves today. I hope you eat some yummy snacks. I hope you drink some yummy coffee. And as always, keep your eyes up, keep your feet on the ground. I'll see you next time. Ta-ta!